Holy shit. Someone finally, like, be loudly like, this is stupid now, please, Joe Rogan. Like, from this point on, you should be like, yeah, wow, like, it's very stupid that we've made this conflation. Like, maybe have some Republicans on now and push back on this and be like, I haven't substantiated this at all. Like, do you have any proof? Like, journalistic integrity. So this Joe Rogan thing, apparently he said this on his show yesterday. Today's Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday. He said this on his show yesterday after having had previously talked to Tulsi Gabbard about this. And we'll get into all that Tulsi Gabbard stuff in a second. Yes, it's from the Daily Mail. Yes, I recognize it's from the Daily Mail. Joe Rogan admits that the story he told Tulsi Gabbard about school installing litter boxes in girls' bathrooms for, quote, furry child who identifies as a cat. Like, he admits that he told her that story but has no proof. He admitted that the story he shared last month about a school installing litter boxes in the bathroom was not true. On October 12, the podcaster told a former congresswoman that a school that his friend's wife worked at had installed the boxes in the bathroom for a girl who's a furry. These claims are being widely circulated, and he's acknowledging on Wednesday that they are not true. However, Republican Senate candidate Don Bollock, who I don't know, Bollocks, doubled down on them. Anyway, so Joe Rogan says the story he shared last month about a school allowing a furry student to use a litter box was unfounded. He walked back on the story on Wednesday saying, I don't think they actually did it. Okay, let's just watch the video. Let's get everything set up here and just go ahead and watch the video.
Right? Or the kitty litter boxes in schools from last week. You know, that got spread around as a meme because it kind of fit the conservative view of, you know, liberals and their confusion about gender and sex
But the kitty litter boxes is a weird one.
It is weird. It's, it's more like an urban legend.
I fed into that, and I should probably clarify that a little bit.
I think that's Michael Shermer, who I will reserve my opinion about.
A friend, and my friend's wife is a school teacher, and she told him that there was discussions in the school that a mother wanted to put a litter box in one of the bathrooms. And he told me this, and I talked about it on here, and then people were saying, that's not true, it's an internet rumor. So I contacted him again, and I said, tell me exactly what she said, and contact her and find out. She no longer works for that school. She works for another.
She supposedly doesn't even work for the school anymore that she's making these claims about. Oh, my God. Wow, that's embarrassing.
The school. She contacted the other school. She didn't get a response. I don't think they actually did it. I think there was discussions about doing it because there was one particularly wacky mother, but it doesn't seem that there's any proof that they put a litter box in there. The reason why I was interested.
Wow, Joe, thanks for that, I guess. Thanks for perpetuating that lie. Maybe you should more vocally be like, actually, I was wrong, like on every public platform that you have until people stop saying this stupid shit. Oh, my God.
Interested in it and willing to entertain it was there was about 10 years or so ago we went to there was a UFC in Pittsburgh, and when we went there, as we landed, we were driving from the airport to the hotel, we see all these people with mascot outfits on. We're like, what is going on? And we talked to this guy.
Joe Rogan stumbled on a furry convention and it destroyed his brain, apparently.
And he said, there's a furry convention in town.
Oh, right.
And I said, wow, this is crazy. So they all decided to get together. So they were at bars and on the streets, and it was like a get-together. They used to do it in San Diego, but at the time San Diego was a little bit more conservative, and they were having a hard time doing it, so they moved it to Pittsburgh. And this was the year they moved it to Pittsburgh. This is according to him. So we check into the hotel. The hotel...
So we're going to have a whole story about how Joe Rogan was around furries in public one time, and that made him think that this story could be plausible, I guess.
The guy who was working the front desk was saying how crazy it was. That these folks were asking for their food to be delivered in bowls on the ground so they could eat it like animals. And I'm like, that is...
I feel like maybe don't make the hospital, or not the hospital, don't make the hotel staff participate. Personal opinion.
Crazy. And then he said... they asked for a litter box in the lobby. Now, they didn't put a litter box into the lobby, but someone, according to this man, asked him for a litter box.
And it's also just saying, like, according to this one person, someone requested a litter box. It's like you can say any kind of crazy shit about a furry convention and people will believe it. Like, why does this dude have credibility? Why does this random nameless man have credibility to make any claims? Why?
I'm like, that is crazy. So I went and did a deep dive online. I went to forums where furries go because I was trying to find, like, is this a thing? Do they like to use litter boxes? Out of all of my searching, I could only find one poster, one.
Can you just think of all of the things that Joe Rogan likely stumbled upon while trying to figure out if furries use litter boxes? 'Cause there's a nominal chance of like a small amount of crossover between people who are furries and people who are into scat. Oh, Joe, poor Joe. You have no idea what you've gotten yourself into, honey.
Guy who said he had used a litter box. So this one person who was saying that he thought it was kinky and he liked to use it, he, they, it, them, whatever, liked to use a litter box. So that was all I could find. So is that something that people do, or is it something that people talk about doing because it's fun? I don't know.
Is it just something people talk about doing? Like, yeah, maybe. I do appreciate the like willingness to acknowledge that some of this might just be for fun and like not 100% serious, you know? Yeah. I love cycling through the pronouns transphobically. Yeah.
But one of the things that I found about these furries is like it's sexual in some sort of weird way. They like to get together and have sex.
Sometimes, but that's like a minority, I think. I would say that's a minority, yeah.
With their furry outfits on. And they don't want people to know who they are or what they want to keep the outfits on.
So it's a cosplay kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a cosplay kink thing that some people engage in. Like, how that got connected to gender, I do not understand. Because it seems to be a completely different sort of kink.
Holy shit. Someone finally, like, be loudly like, this is stupid now, please, Joe Rogan. Like, from this point on, you should be like, yeah, wow, like, it's very stupid that we've made this conflation. Like, maybe have some Republicans on now and push back on this and be like, I haven't substantiated this at all. Like, do you have any proof? Like, journalistic integrity.
But what I think people have concern with is that it's nonsense and that it's crazy. And if this nonsense starts getting into schools.
But why would it get into
There's
schools?
kids,
like something that like clearly adults are participating in. Like how and why would it get into schools? But like also like being a furry is just a fun, silly, stupid thing in general. Most people I think don't take it super incredibly serious. Yeah, gender is a kink too in his mind. That is, yeah, like he does say it's this completely other kink or whatever it is he says. What does he say?
Clean that box of every day.
Yeah.
Like, it's the greatest thing about dogs. They go outside.
Oh wait, no, it just like kicked to the next video. That's my bad. Hold up. Okay, well, whatever. It kicked to the next video. We're just going to watch the next one in this article here.
There's kids. Ready for this?
Oh, yeah. This is the original one from October 12.
His wife is a school teacher. And she works at a school that had to install a litter box in the girls' room.
Yeah, like we know that he made the claim already. Like, it would be great, yeah, if from this point forward, if Joe Rogan was like, actually, like, if anytime someone brings this up, if he was actually like, you're kind of a dipshit for believing that, like, you know, that would be great. That would be great, you know? And, yeah, even so, we still have, like, people doubling down on the concept that this is happening, like this politician here.
You made at a recent event about children using litter boxes in schools. You know, there's no
Well, that's
proof.
not what I said.
Okay, well then tell me what you said. I heard the audio.
So what? Yeah. So what I was talking about is all the crazy.
Oh my God, that's so savage. He's like, I heard the audio.
That's going on in our schools, and this is just one of them. And I had a parent and a student in that audience who came up to me and told me all about it. I've had that all across this.
Yeah, you're just a liar, I think. If you're just like, a parent and a student came up to me and told me the whole story, like, kids have iPhones, okay? Kids have iPhones. If there was a litter box somewhere in a school with the intent for students to use it. Like there would be pictures all over the internet. Do you really like, even if you think like, oh no, they have like control over whether the kids have access to their phones. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't have control over whether the kids are going to sneak their phones around. Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? There would be pictures all over. Yeah, this would be funny if it weren't for the fact that these are people who are like voting and like that they're conflating the idea of being a furry with being trans and insinuating that we're doing this silly shit in schools. Yeah, this is crazy. I saw someone claim that that the reason why someone may have thought that there was like litter boxes in school was that perhaps that there had been some trays brought in for the purpose of like just in case the students get in lockdown and they can't leave the classroom because of a school shooter or a school shooter drill, then there's a possibility that like they were just trying to plan for the eventuality that a child might need to use the bathroom during a shutdown situation. I don't know if that's true, but that's like, here's one reason why someone may have thought that. I just haven't seen any, I haven't yet seen any substantiation of that. But the original claim is really harmful because like, yeah, you like it's all connected. The idea that kids are being encouraged to like be furries and act like non-humans and that teachers are being expected to honor that by giving them scritches behind their ears when they get a good grade or whatever the claim they're going to start making next week. Like it gets conflated with the idea that they have in their heads of like the doctors doing the surgery on the kids and like blah, blah, blah. Like Tulsi Gabbard, who I believe is no longer a congresswoman, but used to be, she was on Joe Rogan's show. Like that's what this second video, I believe, was about. This one was him being in the middle of telling her that
because
like this is Tulsi Gabbard, I think.
Urinate. It's the worst thing about having cats. You got to clean that box of every day.
Yeah.
Like it's the
like,
greatest thing about dogs. They go
on this
outside.
Recording, I think,
like,
even though it hasn't panned to her. And Tulsi Gabbard, who seems to have ate up that story about the litter boxes, also so happens this week to now be saying woke doctors and hospitals mutilating children's bodies and minds. Mutilating children's minds? That just took me straight out of the moment because I didn't know how to respond to that. Woke doctors and hospitals mutilating children's bodies and minds for money/profit should not only lose their licenses and be cut off from all federal state funds, they should be imprisoned. Like full-fledged politicians and former politicians advocating that, and like doctors and hospitals mutilating children's bodies and minds for money profit. Like this, the implication of like doctors mutilating children's minds means that this is going to mean like even just therapy that is affirming is going to be considered like something that she thinks that people should be imprisoned over. Like, yeah, let's round up all of the people who provide this specific type of healthcare and imprison all of them. Like, is that not just like a very clearly genocidal thing to do? You know, I hate that we keep having to say that. It's just not going to stop being true until like there's some kind of tipping point where like they actually attempt the genocide or some very serious changes happen in the government structure, which I doubt is going to happen. So basically we're just going to see genocidal conditions continuing to worsen in this like slow, like, you know, boiling a frog in a pot situation. Like, yeah, surely the suicide rates of trans people will go down if we ban their existence. Like, certainly there will be no more trans suicide if there are no more trans people. How could there be transgender suicides if there are no more trans people, right? Problem solved. Oh my God. Hail, hydrate, babes. Drink water, okay? Stay healthy. That's the thing about, like, as usual, that's the thing. In response to this kind of stuff, the only thing we can realistically do, and the thing that I want you to continue doing, is take care of yourself. Because in a situation where the powers that be want you to not exist, it is very necessary for you to thrive. Like, you have to live. Like, we all have to live. Don't, like, do your best not to catch COVID. Like, take care of yourself. Drink water. Try to get enough sleep. Make sure you're eating a variety of different foods as much as you can. Like, please don't let them win. We cannot let them win. Like, whatever happens on the base level, you need to be as physically well as you possibly can be, because who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to come? And we should be prepared to be friends with each other, and maybe also tone back on the discourse a little bit, but too much to ask. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to all of my patrons for supporting this work that I do. I appreciate every single one of you, but I want to especially shout out Tiago Nascimento, Mersh Rolvog, Jovian F. Gaudreau, Amanda B., Heather Clarkson, Michelle Winter, R. Halverson, Athiette, Sarah A., Wellington Marcus, Nova, Mr. Atheist, Elizabeth Bartell, Suzanne Maynard, Sojo, and Bean.